I was unconfident, I was losing my hair, sleeping on the floor. This device that I'm holding in my hand can either be the best determining factor to get you to the man you want to be or the biggest determining factor to keep you mediocre. Why the fuck am I gonna consume LeBron James scoring 30 or scroll on social media looking at all the highlights of motherfuckers who put in the work when I'm not where I need to be? I gotta stop watching sports. You don't have to. Stay average, my nigga. Do what everybody else do and you're gonna have a life everybody else has. I refuse to be the motherfucker that's 50 and know everything that happened on the Shade Room, but ain't do shit for me, ain't do shit for my legacy. Whatever everybody else is doing, get it the fuck away from you. It comes to a certain time in a man's life where anything that is not helping you move the needle forward as a man has to go. It has to be no. No, I'm not kicking it. No, I'm not answering the phone. No, I'm not texting you back. No, I'm not being there for you. I might miss your baby shower. I might miss your birthday. I might miss your fucking wedding, nigga. I don't give a fuck right now. I'm locked the fuck in. You think you're the only one that want to be the best man that they can be? I'm a competitive motherfucker. If I'm constantly reminding myself of that pain, that bitch that did me dirty, the job that let me go, the people that said I wouldn't be shit, how the fuck can I not stay in that mode? Niggas talk about getting in that mode. I don't fucking leave that mode. Go, how can I ask God for all these blessings but not put my time back into him? Month 3, you might not see no results. Month 6, you might not see no results. Month 9, boom. YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Cry. Welcome back to another vid. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And make sure to follow me on all platforms at I Am Cry. Today we got a great one, man. I'm gonna share with you guys 7 habits that transform my identity, fellas. And as most of you know, some of you are new, so you don't know, it was a time in my life, fellas, where I was at my lowest point. I was at ground zero. I was broke. I was depressed. I was unconfident. I was losing my hair, sleeping on the floor, getting my heart broke, right? Just really hit rock bottom. And it came to a point where I was like, okay, I need to make a change, right? And through this time, I went through a lot of trial and error, studying different people, studying different books, right? And I gained so much knowledge on the habits that I'm gonna share with you today. And these habits, all 7 of them, have had a significant impact on who I am today. And all 7 of them are habits that I still practice to this day. Make sure you're taking notes, whether it's your phone, a notepad, and implement these habits as soon as possible. Knowledge is not shit unless you're putting it into action. Knowledge combined with massive action equals power, right? So you wanna minimize the time where you get some knowledge or you think of an idea and put it into action, right? Do it immediately. Right? So without further ado, man, let's get right into it. The first habit that changed my life, fellas, is deep work. I speak about this a lot in my videos, and I've been getting a lot of DMs on what exactly it is and how to use it. Deep work is intensely focusing on one task with no distractions. Typically, this will be a high leverage task, fellas. So what is a high leverage task? A high leverage task is a task that you do on a daily basis that's gonna get you to your long-term standard, right? So I'll give you a few examples. A high leverage task, if you were trying to get in shape or if you were trying to get to 8 to 10% body fat, a high leverage task would be hitting the gym every day, right? That would be a deep work, hitting the gym. If your standard was to make $10,000 a month with your e-commerce brand, right? A high leverage task will be looking at different vendors, testing new ads, creating new ads, right? For me personally, high leverage tasks to build my brand, to build my YouTube subscribers, to build my waiting list for my mentorship. My high leverage task is creating a valuable video, editing shorts, right? Scripting out content, right? Working on my mentorship. Those are the tasks that are gonna move the needle forward the most. So in my deep work session, I wanna make sure that I'm focusing on those high leverage tasks intensely with 0 distractions, fellas, right? So it sounds so easy, like, okay, Cry, I just gotta focus on one thing, but it's not as easy as it seems. A mistake that a lot of y'all make, and a mistake that younger Cry make, I will work on something, then I'm picking up my phone, I'm answering calls, I'm playing music, I'm texting people back, I'm walking in and out the room, I got people coming in the room, interrupting me, right? I'll take a break to watch a clip of my favorite show, scroll on social media. Like, you gotta cut all of that shit out. What you gotta understand is that even when you're working on something and you allow the slightest distraction to fuck you up, like maybe it's just one text back, maybe it's just a quick 5-minute phone call, maybe you just scroll for 10 minutes, you gotta understand that that same task, let's say it was editing a video. Let's say I'm editing a video and I'm texting, I'm calling people, I'm listening to music. I could have edited that video in 30 minutes versus an hour if I were just in deep work, if I was just in my flow state, if I were to just cut all distractions out. So you want to make sure you're in a quiet environment, fellas. If you got an office, go to the office. If you got to go to the car, go to the car. If you got to use an amenity in your apartment, go to the amenities. If you got to go to the library, go to the library. You want to make sure it's a quiet environment where you have little to no distractions. Fellas, If you don't need your phone, get it the fuck away from you, right? Like if you using your phone for your deep work, that's different. Otherwise, get it the fuck away from you. This device that I'm holding in my hand can either be the best determining factor to get you to the man you want to be, or the biggest determining factor to keep you mediocre, to keep you average. And when you're doing your deep work, if you're not using your phone, put it in another fucking room, right? You can also put it on airplane mode. You can also put it on D&D, right? You can also turn off your notifications. You can also delete social media apps. Right? These are all options, fellas. You really want to lock in on deep work. Me personally, I just put my phone on D&D because sometimes there are certain tasks where I need my phone, right? So I do have my phone with me when I'm doing my deep work, right? But some of you guys don't need your phone. Leave it in another fucking room, bro. Again, this is a lot harder than you think when you actually in it. I was doing deep work this morning, fellas, and almost picked up my phone. Right? Not staying focused. Like it's a lot harder than you think. And I've been doing it for some years and I still struggle with it at times. But this one habit has transformed my life tremendously and allowed me to double my productivity and beat out 99% of men. Get results faster than 99% of men, right? So standardize before you optimize, fellas. Start with 30 minutes of deep work, right? 30 in the morning, 30 at night, right? Do that for a month. After that month, go to 1 hour of deep work, right? 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night, or 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. That can be your 1 hour. Eventually, you want to get to 4 hours of deep work. 4 hours of deep work is how you're going to maximize all levels of life, maximize yourself mentally, maximize yourself financially, maximize yourself spiritually, intellectually. 4 hours is the magic number. That's what you want to get to. 4 hours focusing on 1 or 2 high leverage tasks is going to transform your life, that is going to move the needle forward, that is going to give you a point for your hero. Right? That is gonna X out the fucking villain. That's gonna help you be the man that you need to be come the end of the year. Right? And once you keep stacking up those hours of deep work, stacking up those hours of deep work on a day-to-day basis, come December 31st, fellas, you're gonna be like, God damn, I was locked the fuck in. I made tremendous progress. This shit changed my fucking life. Like I couldn't stay focused, right? A lot of times, bro, you're not lazy, you just lack focus. Lock the fuck in, really lock the fuck in. And the way to do that is with deep work, bro. Number 2, intentional consumption. What you have to understand, fellas, as human beings, we are what we consume, and our life is a reflection of how often we consume certain things and what we are consuming. Younger crowd was watching LeBron for 2 hours on a Wednesday night. Younger crowd was scrolling on social media for 5 hours out the day. Younger crowd was watching Ghost and Tommy every fucking Friday. That's why younger crowd wasn't shit. That's why younger crowd was mediocre. That's why younger crowd was average. Why the fuck am I gonna consume LeBron James scoring 30, or actors that have perfected their craft to get on TV, or scroll on social media looking at all the highlights of motherfuckers who put in the work when I'm not where I need to be? There's work that needs to be done. Right? So you have to be intentional with what you consume. Cut out the bullshit. Cut out the sports. Fellas, I love sports. I know it's easier said than done, but that's not doing shit for you. Oh, cry, you gonna make me, I gotta stop watching sports. I gotta stop watching my favorite show. I gotta stop scrolling on Instagram. You don't have to. Stay average, my nigga. Do what everybody else do and you're gonna have a life everybody else has. Me, I had to make a change. I had to make a sacrifice. I had to realize I'm not where I wanna be. I have to be very, 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 very selfish with my time. I have to be very, 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 very selfish with what I consume, right? And once I did that, boom, that's when my identity transformed. That's when my life transformed. And again, with the social media aspect, like there's so many cons of consuming social media. You gotta understand, these platforms get paid to keep you on the app. That is their business model. The longer they can say, I kept crowd on this app, the more they can charge businesses to pay them to advertise their products, right? You must understand that. So everything you seeing on your Explore page, everything you seeing on your timeline, every ad that you see is planned. These companies make billions and billions of dollars off of this, right? So get the fuck off of it. Another thing that's not talked about enough is cues, right? The reason you keep beating your fucking meat is because you scroll on Instagram and you see that bitch shaking her ass. Get the fuck off of it. So now you done spent 2 hours scrolling on Instagram, right? Now you're horny and you done spend another hour finding your favorite scene to beat your meat. That's 3 fucking hours. That 3 hours could have been in your deep work. That 3 hours could have been to the gym. That 3 hours could have been in your purpose. That 3 hours could have been a reading. Wake the fuck up. I refuse to be the motherfucker that's 50 and know everything that happened in the shade room, know about every basketball game, know about every social media influencer, know about everything that Kai and Drewski talk about, but ain't do shit for me. Ain't do shit for my legacy. Ain't provide a life for abundance. Ain't retire my mom. Ain't create a certain lifestyle for my kids. Ain't maximize every area of my fucking life because I wanted to consume entertainment. What the fuck is entertainment doing for you, my nigga? What the fuck is it doing for you? You got work to do. You're not satisfied with where you at. You're not satisfied with your income. You're not satisfied with your physique. You're not satisfied with your mindset. You're beating your shit to girls who look good and your chick is mediocre. Why don't you get you a chick that look that good? But you gotta put in the work, and you can't put in the work if you're consuming all the bullshit. The average American person spends 6 hours consuming entertainment, whether it's watching a movie, watching a favorite show, watching sports, or scrolling on social media. 6 hours a fucking day. Fellas, it's 24 hours in the day. That's 1/4 of your day. That's 25% of your day. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? And then if you factor in sleep, that's almost half of your fucking day. That's about 40% of your fucking day on social media. The average motherfucker is spending 40% of the time they are awake consuming entertainment. And they wonder why they've made no progress in 2025. They wonder why they're doing the same shit they was doing in 2024, in 2023, why they still broke, why they still unhappy, why they still fat, why they still unconfident, why they still bitter, why they still depressed, why they keep starting and stopping businesses. That's why, my guy. You're spending 40% of your day doing dumb shit, when that dumb shit can be put into you. Instead of liking every time Lil Baby posts him in a fucking Wraith, you can get yourself a Wraith, my nigga. Instead of liking every post of that bad bitch that don't follow you back, you can get you one. But you have to put in the work first. So how was I intentional with my consumption, fellas? I started consuming informative content. I started consuming educational content. I started consuming motivational content. I said this before, but I'll say it again. Fellas, I'm not selfish. There's other YouTubers that are just as great, if not better than me. 3 YouTubers that I consumed on my journey were Aman Gadzhi, Alex Hormozi, and Andrew Tate. Them is my top 3. Consume their content, right? It's very educational. It's very inspirational, right? Then I would watch motivational content. I said this story before, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Before I had a BMW, I would watch a BMW videos every fucking day. To the point where I knew everything about the BMW, everything about the spec that I wanted, everything about all the gears, everything about all the features. I knew everything about it. I was obsessed with it. And I consumed it so much, right? That my infinite intelligence took over, my auto-suggestion took over, and it gave me a plan. It gave me the work ethic. It gave me the resilience to do something that would get me that object. And I got one, right? But if you consuming fucking Drewski and Castanet all fucking day, you might be a funny ass nigga, but that's about it. A funny ass broke nigga that's driving a hoopty, that might be it. Right? But when I'm watching the BMW content and it's continuously motivating me, it's continuously inspired me, I figured out a way to get it and I got it. And I do the same thing now. I'm watching the Urus videos. I'm watching the Corvette videos. I'm watching the Penthouse walk-around tours. I'm watching videos of successful men retire their fucking mom, retire their fucking dad. That's the shit I consume. That used to be the stuff that you consume, fellas. Because if you surround yourself with that mentally, think of a little kid, man. You ever watch a little kid watch fucking Spider-Man, and then for the rest of the day, they fucking think they Spider-Man, they doing webs at you, they jumping across the wall. Fellas, that same mindset can be taken as an adult, right? But the issue is that you're consuming entertainment, you're consuming social media, you're not consuming shit that's gonna make you a better man. If it's the physique that's your number one priority right now, watch some fitness videos. So not only are you learning, but you're getting inspired. You dig what I'm saying? I also was intentional with my consumption by replacing the bullshit, not only with consuming good content that was informative and educational, but also with reading, also with going the fuck to sleep, also with deep work. Right? So that 25%, that 1/4 of my day, that 40% of the time that I'm awake, I'm replacing that with high leverage tasks. I'm replacing that with seeking knowledge. I'm replacing that with transforming my fucking life. Things that are going to transform my life and make me better. Once I became very intentional with that, that's when my life started to change. Right? So get the fuck off of these apps, fellas. If you run a business on these apps, that's different. There's 2 apps that I recommend that you can schedule your posts so you just stay off of it. And those 2 apps are Metricool and Buffer. You can schedule your posts on those apps, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Schedule your posts, right? Schedule your content. That way you just stay the fuck off of them. That way you don't get caught up scrolling. Right? But this shit will ruin your life, man. There's other things that you can do as well, man. You can put app limits on these apps, right? For 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes a day. Then you're going to get a notification that says, your time is up, and you get off of it, right? Or just delete the shit off your phone. I believe that social media, I believe that entertainment is, outside of like porn, is probably one of the biggest detriments to men's not being successful. Cause it's so addicting, right? You get that dopamine, you're scrolling, and you see everybody else doing it, right? So you're like, everybody else doing it, why can't I do it? Well, guess what? Everybody else isn't financially free. Everybody else isn't living a life of abundance. Everybody else doesn't have 8 to 10% body fat. Everybody else didn't retire their fucking parents. Everybody else didn't reach the life where they acquired their fucking standards. Why are you comparing yourself to everybody else? Whatever everybody else is doing, get it the fuck away from you. Immediately, or you will be just like them. Number 3, saying no. Fellas, on this journey to become a 1% man, you have to go through a season of no. Ironically enough, I'm still in that fucking season. Old cry was a people pleaser. The old cry was accessible. The old cry would stay on the phone with you for 4 hours. The old cry would go link up with you for 2 hours and not do shit. The old cry would loan you money. The old cry was texting you back. The old cry was being there for you, letting you vent to me about dumb shit, right? I'm not doing that shit no more, right? It has to come a time, fellas, where you have to put yourself first. You have to sacrifice. I know you really like that girl. I know that's your friend. I know that's your family. It comes to a certain time in a man's life where anything that is not helping you move the needle forward as a man has to go. It has to be no. No, I'm not kicking it. No, I'm not answering the phone. No, I'm not texting you back. No, I'm not being there for you. I might miss your baby shower. I might miss your birthday. I might miss your fucking wedding, nigga. I don't give a fuck right now. I'm locked the fuck in. You're gonna hurt some feelings. You're gonna ruffle some feathers, but that's what it takes. That's what it takes. You can't care about sparing people's feelings. You can't care about hurting people's feelings. Fellas, prioritizing other people over yourself will leave you in a life of mediocrity. Every successful person, every 1% man, every man that achieved extraordinary accomplishments had a season of no, had a life of no, had to put themselves first, right? I hear LeBron James speak about this all the fucking time.
You have to have the ability, when it comes to discipline, it's like you have to sacrifice loved ones. You have to sacrifice loved ones for a long period of time if you want to be great. It is very unfortunate, and you feel it at times. You know the saying: if it's too hot, get the hell out of the kitchen. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta get out of the kitchen because it gets hot. But you have to have a discipline. Sometimes you have to sacrifice loved ones in order to be great because they don't understand, and that's okay. They don't understand what it means to, like, I am getting up every single day at 5 or 6 a.m. and when I get home after everyone leaves the gym, I'm going to take a nap. So now you're sacrificing your loved ones because you're not spending time with them. And when I wake up, I'm probably going to train again, and then I'm going to have dinner, and then I'm going to bed. And I'm going to do that every single day for a long period of time. That's sacrificing and discipline.
LeBron rich as fuck. He probably could go on vacations all the time, probably could do whatever he wanted with his kids, right? But he's keeping the main thing. He's saying no. Yes, he's sacrificing some moments with his kids, some moments with his wife, right? But that's his purpose. That's who he needs to be, right? So what is your purpose? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the best friend? Do you want to be the friend that was always there for people, right? Or do you want to be an extraordinary man? Because you can't be both, at least for a phase of your life. I'm trying to tell you, it's that deep. It's that deep. You will be surprised how much you get done, how far you progress in life. Putting yourself first and saying no. Fellas, I love my friends to death, but I am not the best friend. I am not the friend that's gonna be there for you. I am not the friend that's texting back. I'm not the friend that's gonna answer the phone. I'm not the friend that's gonna pull up at every event. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be the successful friend though. I'm gonna be the friend that's pulling up in that vet. I'm gonna be the friend that retired his parents. I'm gonna be the friend that got 8 to 10% body fat. I'm gonna be that friend that maximizes his relationship with God. I'm gonna be that friend. So if you need some inspiration, I'm your friend, right? You need somebody to put you on with business, I'm the guy, right? But all of that dumb bullshit at this phase of my life, it's not me. I'm sorry, right? And you gotta understand, fellas, it's the real ones, the friends that really fuck with you, the friends that support your vision, they're gonna understand that. They're not gonna take that personal. They're gonna be rooting for you, right? So if anybody not rooting for you, they gotta fucking go, period. Friends, family, they gotta go. You gotta come first. I keep giving this analogy. When the airplane is fucking crashing, they tell you to put your mask on first for oxygen, then help the person next to you. It's the same thing with your fucking standards. Can I maximize my life Before I worry about being the best boyfriend, can I maximize my life before I worry about being the best friend? I can be a better friend if I maximize my life. I can be a better boyfriend if I maximize my life. I can be a better husband if I maximize my life. If I put you first and I don't maximize it, I'll stay average. I'll stay mediocre, right? So you gotta say no. Number 4, waking up early. Man, oh man, oh man. This is one of the most important habits I'm gonna speak on today, fellas. I used to be a person that as long as I get it done, I get it done. It doesn't matter what time I do it. I can just lock in, do my deep work at night. I can lock in, do it in the afternoon, which is true to a certain extent, fellas. It's case by case, you know, whatever works best for you and your schedule. You may work nights and you can't do deep work or wake up early in the morning. That's understandable. What I'm trying to tell you, fellas, if you want to reduce the most friction, if you want to get there as fast as possible, you have to wake up early, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Early in the morning, there's no distractions, right? Early in the morning, it's not a lot of noise outside. It's not a lot of people texting you. It's not a lot of people calling you. If you got kids, your kids is asleep. If you live with your girl is asleep. If you live with a roommate, your roommate is asleep, right? So you don't have any distractions. Again, focus is very important. You can adopt every single habit on here, but if you don't cut distractions and cut out the noise, it's all for nothing. And the way to do that is just waking up early. Even when I was doing the deep work at night, I found myself a lot more productive early in the morning. And I'm gonna give you another reason why. Fellas, it's a term, eat the frog. If you had a frog and dinner, which would you eat first? I'm gonna eat the frog first so dinner can be the last thing on my taste buds before I go to sleep. That's the same thing with waking up early. When I'm waking up early, doing my deep work on a high leverage task, early in the morning is when I have the most mental clarity. It's when I have the most physical energy. It's when I have the most mental energy. I'm trying to make this road to success as easy as possible. I know it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna do everything I can to make it as easy as possible. So, the reason I'm waking up early, fellas, is because I'm trying to knock out my deep work first thing in the morning so the rest of my day is smooth sailing, right? This has significantly changed my life, right? Like right now, I'm waking up early, my deep work, I don't even brush my fucking teeth and wash my face. I get straight to work. I'm working on high leverage tasks. You also got to understand, fellas, simply getting up 2 hours earlier will give you the biggest edge on 99% of men. If you spend 2 hours waking up earlier and spending that time dedicated to a high leverage task, that's 14 more hours than the normal human being on a week-to-week basis. That's 728 more hours on a yearly basis. Think about that. You just getting up 2 hours earlier, you have an extra 14 hours per week and an extra 728 hours per year. Per year. You know what you could do with that 728 hours per year? Versus the average human being that don't have it? Do you know what you could do with that? Fellas, that's a 12.5% advantage than the average human being. 12.5%. How can you not be more successful than the average person if you have an additional 728 hours per year than they do? How can you not get ahead? How can you not be more superior? How can you not be more in shape? How can you not have more money? How can you not have a better chick? How can you not have a better relationship with God? How can you not be smarter? You have more time by just that small habit, just 2 hours, right? You wake up at 9, get up at 7. You wake up at 7, get up at 5. Just 2 hours. Focusing on high leverage tasks, deep work, gym, reading, 2 hours, that's it. You're 728 hours ahead of the average human being. That is fucking nuts, right? This shit is competitive, bro. How are you gonna get ahead? How are you gonna outbeat motherfuckers? As a man, it's extremely competitive. You think you're the only one that want that car? You think you're the only one that want to retire their mom? You think you're the only one that want to be the best man that they can be? It's called 1% for a reason. So how can I separate myself from 99% of men? Waking up earlier. So a few tips that have helped me wake up earlier and really align this within my identity to a point where it's just who I am is prioritizing a night routine, right? Fellas, the same way you have an alarm to wake up, you need to have an alarm to go to sleep. In the nighttime, fellas, it's so easy to do a lot of bullshit. It's easy to beat your meat. It's easy to watch a show. It's easy to fucking scroll on social media, right? Fellas, you got to be just as strict as you are in the morning as you are at night, fellas. Have you a nightly routine. Have a designated time when you go to sleep, a designated time when you eat, right? Make sure you eat in 2 hours before you go to sleep. That's going to help you sleep better, right? Everything has to be structured. Everything has to be in line to make waking up early as easy as possible, right? If you find yourself you can't fall asleep before you go to bed, I recommend taking magnesium or melatonin. These are 2 natural supplements that will help you go to sleep faster. You could take melatonin probably 30 minutes before you go to sleep, and take magnesium about an hour before you go to sleep. I would also recommend getting some blackout curtains. Temperature is a major component of sleep as well, fellas. Studies have shown that 60 to 67 degrees is the best temperature, which will allow your body to relax and allow you to fall asleep faster. Right? I'm trying to take advantage of every single study, every single metric. It's that deep to me. Oh my God, cry. It doesn't matter what degrees I go to sleep. Okay, my guy. Stay the 99% of men. Stay broke. Stay average. Stay mediocre. I refuse. But again, just like with the deep work, fellas, you want to standardize before you optimize. Start waking up 30 minutes earlier than you usually do, right? For a month or two. After a month or two, go to an hour, right? 6 months go by, go to 2 hours, right? I had to progressively overload with this. Fellas, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am the epitome of I hated waking up early. I hated getting up early, right? If my dad watching this, he knows. My dad used to make me get up at 5 a.m. and work out. I used to hate it. Now I love it. And I'm thankful that my dad did that, because now it's almost like second nature. Now I can remember, damn, when my dad was making me get up at 5, I didn't want to, but it ended up helping me from a basketball standpoint. So me getting up early now is going to help me from Cross 2025 standard standpoint, right? It's a game changer, bro. Like every high value man, every exceptional man, even if they don't do it now, there was a point in time when they was up at 4:45 a.m., 5 a.m. getting shit done. Another thing to keep in mind, fellas, is you will hit a midday wall. Once you get to that 5 a.m. mark, or once you get to that 6 a.m. mark or 4:30 a.m. mark, it's going to come to a point where midday you get a little bit tired, right? It happens to me, right? So there's a couple things you can do. Either one, drink you some black coffee at about 12 or 1 p.m., right? That's something I recommend. Or depending on your schedule, if you got a little bit more freedom with your schedule, if like you don't work strictly a 9 to 5 and you work at night, or you work like fucking Uber or something, what you can do is do your workout midday, right? So that's what I currently do now. So when I get a little tired, when I get a little fatigued, I take my pre-workout, it wakes me up, then I go work out, right? So I'm doing my deep work in the morning, right? High leverage task in the morning, right? Midday, take my pre, go to the gym. Nighttime, I'm doing shallow work, right? Shallow work is just replying back to comments, right? Thinking of new videos, ideas, studying shit about my business, right? Little light tasks within my mentorship, that's shallow work, right? Shallow work, you can play some music, right? You know, it's not as intensely focused as deep work. It's still tasks that are going to move the needle forward, but not high leverage tasks, more low leverage tasks. But you'll definitely need some type of energy form midday. I recommend black coffee or Celsius, bro. That'll get you together, and those are healthy options. Don't add no fucking sugar and cream to your coffee, you fat fuck. We're not eating for it to taste good. We're eating for us to look good. Lock the fuck in. Number 5, daily reading. Man, oh man, oh man. I can honestly say, man, this probably should have been number 1, man. I've saw the biggest shift in my life, in my mindset, in every area, once I started prioritizing reading daily. Think of it like this, fellas. You may watch one of my videos, right? And you're extremely motivated, probably an hour after, maybe even a day after, right? But then the motivation goes away. Fellas, discipline is a muscle, and it should be a tool that you rely on for the rest of your life. But if you can stay motivated on a daily basis, you can channel that emotion to help you become the man that you want to be. Why the fuck wouldn't you do it? Right? So a lot of times, fellas, I don't even remember what the fuck I ate for dinner last night. I'm going to remind myself daily of things that are going to motivate me and allow me to strengthen my discipline muscle to help me be the man that I need to be. Right? So I spoke on a couple of these before, so I'm not going to go too much in depth. If you're new, I speak on a list of love, right? Which is everything that I'm going to acquire, right? The Urus, retiring my parents, becoming a man of high value. I'm reading that and reminding myself of that on a daily basis. I'm also reading my list of hate, right? Motherfuckers who doubted me, situations that put me in the darkest time of my life, people, friends, teachers, coaches, girls, heartbreaks, all of it. I'm reminding myself of that pain on a daily fucking basis. That's probably the most powerful daily read. Fellas, I'm a competitive motherfucker. If I'm constantly reminding myself of that pain, that bitch that did me dirty, the job that let me go, the people that said I wouldn't be shit, how the fuck can I not stay in that mode? Niggas talk about getting in that mode. I don't fucking leave that mode. I live in it. I survive in it. Why? Because I read my list of hate every fucking day. Every morning, I read it, right? Every fucking morning, and it keeps me so fucking fired up, right? So if you want that template for the list of love and the list of hate, DM me the trophy emoji. I'll send that over to you. I'm also reading my hero and my villain, right? All the things I dislike about myself that I used to be or who I currently am. And I'm reading my hero, all the things that I will be, all the things that I aspire to be, right? So I'm reading my villain and my hero. I'm reading my list of hate and my list of love every fucking day, right? And it keeps me in that fucking mode. One thing that I don't talk about that I also read, fellas, is my church notes, right? So who am I, me trying to be a 1% man with God? Who am I to read all this shit about discipline, read all this shit about productivity, read all this shit that's going to motivate me from a financial standpoint, but not motivate me to be a better man of God? That's hypocritical. How can I ask God for all these blessings, but not put my time back into him, give him time, right? So when I go to church, fellas, the same way I take notes from my books is the same thing I do at church, right? Whether I'm listening to my grandfather or I go to church in person, right? I'm taking notes, right? And then every night I'm reading those notes, reminding myself what I learned last Sunday, reminding myself what I learned from the previous Sunday. This is something I definitely recommend. Also, I'm reading a chapter from the Bible every night. Right? If you download the Bible app, fellas, I'm reading from the book of Job at this time. I recommend, fellas, if you've never read the Bible before, start with the book of Job and just read a chapter a day, fellas. But that's what I'm currently doing, fellas. And I love it because with the Holy Bible app, you can read it and it'll do the audio for you. So while you're reading it, it will say it along. It will say it with you. Right, so I'm in the book of Job right now. I'm in chapter 2. Tonight, I'm going to read chapter 3. It's a major component, fellas. Like, you got to understand, man, like, you can put in all the work. You can be so disciplined. You can be so motivated. You can have the best vehicle. You can even be successful, but you will lose it all if you don't put your faith in God. You will lose it all if you don't give back to God. You will never get there if you don't give back to God. Right? A lot of times as younger cry, pre-transformation cry, I want to praise God when everything is going well. Oh, thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for that. But when shit going bad, I don't want to pray. I don't want to read. Right? I don't want to stay locked in with the word. Right? Regardless if things are going great, regardless of if things are going bad, bro, stay locked in with the word, bro. Stay locked in with God, bro. It's going to take you a long way. One last thing that I read on a daily basis, fellas, is I'm reading notes from all of the books that I've read previously, right? So I spoke about this before, but I'm going to say it again. The 48 Laws of Power, right? And I took 70 notes from that book. I'm going to read 10 notes on Monday, 10 notes on Tuesday, 10 notes on Wednesday, and so on, so on, so on. So I'm constantly reminding myself of that knowledge. A lot of people read and they forgot what they read. They read a book for no reason. You got to study books. Fuck reading a book. You have to study a book. You have to be obsessed with the knowledge and information within that book to apply it. I'm constantly reminding myself of everything that I learned from these books because I read them on a daily basis. I never thought that I would be giving y'all this information, man. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I was going to save this for the mentorship. But if you DM me the diamond emoji, I will send you my notes from Atomic Habits. That is the #1 book I recommend every man read first. If you DM me the diamond emoji, I still recommend you read the book, fellas, right? But again, I'm trying to fast track you to success. I'm trying to put emphasis and speed on the input, right? And the input is the information that you consume and the knowledge that you gain. Right? So I'm going to give you my notes that I took on this book, right? That you can read on a daily basis. It's already going to have what to read Monday, what to read Tuesday, what to read Wednesday. All you got to do is DM me the diamond emoji on Instagram and I'll send you my notes from Atomic Habits, fellas. But put this into action, man. As you read new books, start taking notes of each chapter, right? And then at the end of the book, split out the chapters Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? And read those every day. Right, I'm typically doing my daily reading with my books. I do one when I eat lunch and I do one in the sauna, right? So I'm reading from 2 books at lunchtime and I'm reading from 2 books in the sauna, right? And the books that I can't fit on a daily basis, I spoke about this on my vlog, take about 45 minutes to read notes from those books on Wednesday and Sunday. Again, I'm repetitively putting into my mind the knowledge that I've gained. I don't read it and forget about it. It's stuck in my fucking brain. It's tattooed in my membrane. How is it tattooed in my membrane? Because I'm reading it on a daily or a weekly basis. You must do this. This is extremely vital. This is probably the #1 component that I'm going to speak about today. You must read daily. You must be reminded of the pain daily. You must be reminded of your standards daily. You must be reminded of the villain daily. You must be reminded of the hero daily because it's going to be the daily tiny battles that's going to get you to the man you need to be. Niggas say, oh, this year I'm going to do X. This year I'm going to do Y. What the fuck did you do today to get yourself there? Right? And a lot of times it's because you're not reminded of that knowledge. You're not reminded of that gain. You're not reminded of what's to come out of it. You're not reminded of that pain. Right? So this is probably the #1 component, fellas. So again, DM me the diamond emoji. I'll send you my notes from Atomic Habits, but start doing it on your own. Also recommend watching my video, The 8 Books That Transformed My Life. This is probably, fellas, in my opinion, one of my best videos. Definitely a top 5 video of mine. So I'll put the thumbnail on the screen. Go check that out. I'll go really in depth on the top 8 books that transform my identity. Fellas, but reading is extremely important. #6, move out of your hometown. Man, oh man, oh man. Fellas, I wish I would have moved to Dallas so much sooner. Moving out of my hometown has changed my fucking life, right? Because you got to understand, being in your hometown is comfortable, right? You're around your family. If something go bad, you can call your friend, right? You're used to everything. Rather, when you're in a different environment, when you starting at ground zero, when you ain't got no friends and no family, you're gonna make tremendous progress and grow as a man. Fellas, me just going to the gym in Dallas is different than when I was in Cleveland. I go to the fucking gym, fellas. I'm in the gym. It's niggas with just as good physiques as me or better physiques than me. How can that not inspire me? I pull up to the gym, it's fucking Cybertrucks and Lamborghinis parked in front of the gym. How can that not inspire me? How? It ain't no hate in my heart. I don't see that like, oh, fuck these guys, X, Y, and Z. No, I see that like, it's possible. They shit, bleed, and poop just like me. It's possible. You don't have to be the fat motherfucker that's rich, and you don't have to be the rich motherfucker that's fat. You can do both. I see it. It's possible, right? All because I'm in a different physical environment. Your net worth is your network. I can't tell you the amount of connections I've made with motherfuckers out here, man. Like in all different industries, whether it be fitness, whether it be finance, whether it be real estate, whether it be photography. Right? Like I'm making so many connections because I'm putting myself in a different environment. Connections I wouldn't have made staying in Cleveland. Another thing, fellas, a lot of times your hometown can be toxic. So the same way that I said, this environment inspires me, seeing the cars, seeing these guys in shape. When you don't see that, it limits your beliefs, right? The reason that a lot of y'all don't have faith, the reason that a lot of y'all set yourself short is you don't see it's possible. Right? All you see is the mediocre, and I hate to say it, all you see is the mediocrity with your family. All you see is the mediocrity with your friends, right? All you see is lazy, ambitious people. All you see is people that say they want X, Y, and Z, but put in zero work to fucking get there, right? So you don't think it's possible when you're in your hometown. Moving has also built my mental toughness, right? I've been in two of the darkest times in my life out here in Texas, but I pursued through them. I came out a stronger man through them, and they wouldn't have been as tough if I had the leverage of being back home, being dependent on friends and family to help me get through it. Bro, I'm out here, it's just me. Shit go wrong, it's me. Shit go great, it's me. I need help, it's me. That's gonna sharpen you up as a man. That's gonna make you unstoppable as a man, right? So save your bread, fellas. I recommend saving 5 to 10K and getting the fuck out of your hometown, man. There's 8 cities I recommend for young men, or even if you're not young. And those cities are Dallas, Houston, Austin, Fort Lauderdale, Charlotte, Vegas, Chicago, and Miami. Those are the 8 cities I recommend if you're a young man and you want to get in an environment that's going to push you and inspire you and motivate you, right? And increase your network and your net worth. Those are the cities I recommend, fellas. Again, if you're the best in the room, get the fuck out of the room. This journey is hard enough. This journey is hard as fuck, but it's gonna be even harder if you're not around individuals that's gonna push you. You're not in an environment that's gonna push you. Fellas, any gym I went to in Cleveland, I was that nigga in. I had the best physique. It's not like that here. It's niggas with more money here. It's niggas with better physiques here. How does that not motivate me? How does that not push me? Right? Not from a hating standpoint, but from a competitive standpoint. Like, okay, he did it, it's my turn. That's not gonna happen unless you move out of your hometown. The last and final point, fellas, prioritize your health. This habit has changed my life, man. Changed my fucking life. Fellas, when you look good, you feel good. And it's even deeper than that, man. Like, I can't imagine trying to maximize my finances, maximize my mindset, maximize my dating life, and not having an outlet to decompress from stress. What a mistake younger crowd made, and a mistake a lot of y'all make, y'all get stressed, right? And then y'all go straight to vices. Y'all go straight to beating y'all meat. Y'all go straight to going out. Go straight to drinking. Y'all go straight to smoking. All vices and all decompressors that have a negative effect on you, right? Fellas, when I feel like I don't have nothing left, when I feel depressed, when I feel stressed out, like I ain't got shit left in the tank, bro, I go to the gym. The gym fucking saved me, bro. Right? You as a man, you need some outlet to decompress. What I'm trying to tell you is don't decompress with the dumb shit. Decompress with the gym. Decompress by prioritizing your health. It's going to do so much justice for you. The reason I'm able to do 4 hours of deep work, hit the gym, come back home or do some shallow work, or even when I was working a 9 to 5, work my 9 to 5, still get videos up, still do my deep work, still do my daily reads, is because I had more energy. I had more mental clarity. I was sharper than a motherfucker who doesn't go to the gym, right? The gym has so many benefits, bro. And it also mirrors the nutrition aspect as well, man. Eating clean, only drinking water, prioritizing whole foods, taking your vitamins, that gives you edge as a man. Again, there's only 1% of us There's only 1%. How are you going to get to that 1%? Every single metric matters, right? So how can you maximize your fitness? How can you maximize your health to give you that edge, to give you that energy, to give you that mental clarity, to give you better ideas, right? I'll give you guys one vitamin I recommend. Again, consult with your doctor, right? But this one vitamin helps me relieve stress along with going to the gym. And this vitamin is ashwagandha, man. Again, consult with your doctor, right? But once I started taking this vitamin, man, it gave me a lot more mental clarity, right? Even with my deep work, I saw tremendous increase with stress management with this vitamin, right? And it's something I still take to this day. And it's something I recommend you guys take as well. But again, consult with your doctor. Cry is not a doctor. I'm just recommending you what I take. Even on my rest days, fellas, like, I have a rest day today, man. I'm debating on going to the gym, right? Like when I did my vlog Sunday, that was a rest day, but I still went to the gym because even on my rest days, like I don't have that boost. I don't have that energy, right? That I do when I go to the gym, right? I don't know what it is, man. I'll have to do more research, but like when I go to the gym, fellas, when you go to the gym, fellas, like you have so much more energy, so much more mental clarity, so much more focus to lock the fuck in. And one thing you also got to understand, fellas, I know that a lot of you guys are early in your journey and you go to the gym and you don't have the results yet. Fellas, I want to tell you guys that are in that frame, that is the hardest time as far as going to the gym, right? That's when you're in the building phase. You're building the physique. Fellas, I'm in a maintaining phase. Let me explain what that means. The efforts that it took for me to build my physique is not the same effort it takes me to maintain my physique, right? Which makes it a lot more easier to go, but you have to get through that threshold. You have to get through that threshold of building. Again, the 32 degrees. Month 3, you might not see no results. Month 6, you might not see no results. Month 9, boom, right? You have to just be strong within that time because once you see the results, it's easy to go to the gym. Not only are you looking at yourself like, damn, I look good, I want to keep going, right? But it's also, you're in that maintain phase, right? So fellas, I do the same, if not harder workouts than I did in the beginning of my journey, but it's easy because I'm just maintaining my strength. I'm just maintaining my muscle mass. Now, if I'm trying to gain some weight, my nutrition and my fitness regimen is going to change a little bit, but I love my physique. I'm satisfied with my physique, right? I have a lot of areas to improve. Physical fitness is not one of them. Right? I'm in the 1% when it comes to physical fitness. I'm in the 8 to 10% body fat, right? But I'm in my maintain phase. So it's just my identity now. It's easy. It's like brushing my teeth, right? So just stay locked in when you in that building phase and understand it's not always going to be that hard. A mistake people make is they keep starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. So they remain in the building phase for 2 years when all it takes is 6 to 9 months. But you got to stay locked the fuck in. If you need the workout plan, fellas, DM me the 100 emoji. I'll send that over to you fellas as well. My exact workout plan that I do, I'm giving it to you for free. I've charged thousands and thousands of dollars for it, but I fuck with you guys, so I'm giving it to you for free. DM me the 100 emoji, fellas. But that's the video for today, man. I wanted to provide you guys the 7 habits that transform my fucking life. Again, put this shit into action. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge and massive action is power. So again, if you need the notes from Atomic Habits, DM me the diamond emoji. If you need the workout plan, DM me the 100 emoji. If you need a list of hate and a list of love, DM me the trophy emoji. I love y'all. Peace.